Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat in 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Will. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's celebrations and commemorations. Today, on January 20th, February, we are commemorating and celebrating World Day of Social Justice, renewed commitment in the post-Doha context. In 2026, the World Day of Social Justice commemorated under the theme Renewed Commitment to Social Development and Social Justice. This year's observance takes place at a critical juncture following the Second World Summit for Social Development and the adoption of the Doha Political Declaration. In reaffirming the commitments of the 1995 Copenhagen Declaration, member states have underscored poverty eradication, full and productive employment, and decent work for all, and the social inclusion as an integrated pillars of social development. This year's theme reflects both recognition of progress achieved and acknowledgement of persistent and emerging challenges. While significant gains have been recorded in poverty reduction, education, and social protection coverage, structural inequalities, labor market informality, gender disparities, and declining trust in institutions contribute to impede inclusive and sustainable development. A renewed commitment, therefore, entails strengthening policy coherence across economic, social, and environmental dimensions, reinforcing multilateral cooperation, and placing equity and solidarity at the center of global policy making. From political commitment to implementation, guided by the Doha Political Declaration and the outcomes of the 64th session of the Commission for Social Development, the 2026 observance emphasizes the imperative of translating political commitment into concrete and measurable outcomes. Advancing social development and social justice requires coordinated, equitable, and inclusive policies that integrate the social dimension across the microeconomic, labor, climate, digital, and industrial strategies. In this regard, member states have reaffirmed the need for microeconomic frameworks that generate decent employment opportunities and living wages, strengthen labor market institutions, and ensure universal social protection. Particular emphasis is placed on promoting gender equality, expanding opportunities for young people, supporting transitions from the informal to the formal economy, and ensuring fair and inclusive transformations in the digital and green economies, enhance multi stakeholder collaboration among governments, international organizations, social partners, and civil society, it is essential to mobilize resources, foster policy innovation, and accelerate implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, leaving no one behind. The International Labour Organization, in short known as ILO, unanimously adopted the ILO Declaration in Social Justice for a Fair Globalization on 10th June 2008. This is the third major statement of principles and policies adopted by the International Labour Conference since ILO's Constitution of 1919. It builds on the Philadelphia Declaration of 1944 and the Declaration on Fundamental Principles and Rights at Work of 1998. The 2008 Declaration expresses the contemporary vision of the ILO's mandate in the era of globalization. The landmark declaration is a powerful reaffirmation of ILO values. It is the outcome of tripartite consultants that started in the wake of the reports of the World Communication on the social dimension of globalization. By adopting this text, the representatives of governments, employers, and workers' organizations from 182 members states emphasize the key role of their tripartite organization in help to achieve the progress and social justice in the context of globalization. Together, they commit to enhance the ILO's capacity to advance these goals through the decent work agenda. The declaration institutionalizes the decent work concept developed by the ILO since 1999, placing it at the core of the organization's policies to reach its constitutional objectives. So the declaration comes at a crucial political moment, reflecting the wide consensus on the need for a strong social dimensions to globalization in achieving improved and fair outcomes for all. It constitutes a compass for the promotion of a fair globalization based on the decent work agenda at the country level. It also reflects a productive outlook by highlighting the importance of sustainable enterprises in creating greater employment and income opportunities for all. The General Assembly recognizes that social development and social justice are indispensable for all the achievement and maintenance of peace and security within and among the nations, and that in turn, social development and social justice cannot be attained in absence of peace and security, or in the absence of respect for the all human rights and the fundamental freedoms. It further recognizes the globalization and interdependence are opening new opportunities through trade, investment, and capital flows, and advances in teaching, including information technology, for the growth of world economy and the development and improvement of living standards around the world. While at the same time, there remain serious challenges, including serious financial crisis, insecurity, poverty, exclusion, and inequality within and among societies, and considerable obstacles to further integration and full participation in the global economy for developing countries, as well as some countries with economies in transition. On 26 November 2007, the General Assembly declared that starting from the 63rd session of the General Assembly, 20th February will be celebrated annually as the World Day of Social Justice. Today is also commemorated as National Chip Week in UK, celebrated from February 20 to 26, as we are going to celebrate by checking and trying out some of the best homemade chip recipes we can find. Belgians have been deep frying potatoes since the 17th century before introducing chips in the United Kingdom. National Chip Week is a brainchild of Potato Council. The council is a trade organization focused on potato industry development in Great Britain. This week is one of the council's annual awareness campaigns to encourage more people to eat chips and dispel its myths. There is also commemorated as Clean Out Your Bookcase Day on February 20. Take out your cleaning supplies and organizing tools and get ready to revamp the bookcase. Your old dusty bookcase needs your attention. Today is the day you can give it a new outlook. All you have to do is decide how you'll reorganize all the books and what you plan on doing with the books that you don't want anymore. Google ideas on different attractive ways you can decorate bookshelf and add some spice to the otherwise dull piece of furniture. It's time to get cleaning. There is also commemorated as Mizoram State Day on February 20 in India. This day marks the formation of Mizoram as a state. The region is a state in northeastern India and shares a border with countries like Bangladesh and Myanmar. It is because the inhabitants of the region are called Mizo based on the history. The British were particularly interested in regions resources such as tea and milk when they took over India. Hence, the state was officially formulated once India gained independence to honor the day and struggle of the residents. Today is also commemorated as National Caregivers Day on February 20, observed on 3rd February, 3rd Friday in February. The day honors individuals who selflessly provide personal care and physical and emotional support to those who need it most. There are different types of caregivers who are not just limited to the health sector. Their types are family. Today is also commemorated as Hootie Hoo Day in US on February 20. If you are sick of the heaters, coats on sweaters and red roses and boots, mark the end of the winter with fun as you join the community as say goodbye to winter. Spring is a beautiful season of the year and we always look forward to and we cannot wait for the right winter to end and we shout Hootie Hoo on Hootie Hoo Day. Today is also commemorated as National Cherry Pie Day in US on February 20 with its all funny buttery goodness. We have our folks ready to devour this delicious dessert in all its forms. Homemade or store bought, everything is better with Pixel. Today is also commemorated as National Cherry Pie Day on February 20 with its all fruity buttery goodness. We have our folks ready to devour this delicious dessert in all its form, homemade or store bought. Everything is better with pie. With this day celebrated only a few days after President's Day, it is believed that this pie flavor was chosen for its significance to George Washington and the myth created by his biographer about Washington's honesty when he cut down his father's cherries tree. Today is also commemorated as National Comfy Day on February 20 in US, which has been granted permission to get as comfortable as you please. This means you get to wear comfy clothes, to be complete mess at comfort food, and embark on your any activity that allows you to be cozy and lazy. All you have to do in the first find your partner, find your favorite spot in your abode, and relax for the meet 24 hours. And yet there is must everyone who usually has a super busy. Today is also commemorated as National Day of Solidarity with Muslim, Arab, and South Asian immigrants on February 20 in US. The day is characterized by a shadow of support to be affected groups and the organizing of special events to rebuke unjust treatments meted out of them in the US. Following the today is also commemorated as National Handcuff Day in US on February 20 every year because it was on this very day that George A. Carney was given a patent number in the US for his lightweight and adjustable swinging bow ratchet type handcuff. According to the Carney, the handcuffs in question were developed in the year 1912 and had a design that was comparatively more comfortable than the previous handcuffs that were developed. These handcuffs are now used when arresting criminals on when they're nested to detain someone arises and celebrating in order to pay tribute to the great American innovators that have changed life as we know it. Today is also commemorated as National Leadership Day on February 20 in US. Observed each year, the aim of this National Leadership Day is to encourage, initiate the values of leadership in each one of us. And if we all take up responsibilities and led in our communities, the world would be a much better place. A place, if you step up during hard times and lend an empathetic ear, you can change someone's life. Anyone can be leader. You just have to show up and encourage others to do the same. Today is also commemorated as National Muffin Day on February 20 in US. The beloved muffin deserves a day of its own, and for that we have 20th February, and it is a muffin day, English muffin. Muffins have been whipped up to kitchens as per. Today is also commemorated as National Student Volunteer Day on February 20 in US. Every year to encourage student volunteering and community service and promote volunteering, innovation, and discussion. The first organized volunteer organization in the US was the Firehouse, founded by Benjamin Franklin in Philadelphia. Volunteering is an act of giving your time and resources to make a positive impact in community without expecting any financial reward. So volunteering can take place in variety of Venuses, including variety of venues, including schools, hospitals, non-profit organizations, corporate firms, athletic events, disasters, and online volunteers are rarely compensated for their effort. Some organizations, such as United Nations, do, however, give their volunteers. Today is also commemorated as National Tartar Sauce Day in US, celebrated on the Friday after the Lent. This day aims to bring attention to the scrumptious sauce that can add a distinct flavor to every food item. Admitted, since meat can be consumed after Lent and seafood is the only option left with people, tartar sauce became an essential item in every household. Tartar sauce is used on Today is also commemorated as National Whistleblower Reward Day on February 20. Every year, it is a day that has been set aside to create awareness against fraud and encourage people to report fraud against the government. So, do you know that the fraud costs the government billions of dollars every year? Yes, fraud cases cost the government 10% of all its expenditure, or a staggering $350 billion annually. In order to tackle this vice, the government has turned to whistleblowers for assistance. So, what precisely? That in a is commemorated as Women Blue Jeans Days in US. On February 20, we plan to celebrate it, showing our appreciation to all the American women who worked hard on the farm to ensure best agriculture produce gets to our tables. Women in Blue Jeans Day is a day set aside to celebrate and recognize the contribution of rural women to food production in America. Jeans are pants or trousers of denim or dungaree fabric prior to becoming popular fashion. Jeans were worn out by farmers and laborers in rural Americas as workwear of choice due to their sturdiness and durability. Today is also commemorated as Yukon Heritage Day in Canada, which brings the history and culture of smallest of Canada's three territories to the forefront of public attention. On the Friday before the last Sunday in February, schools and Yukon government officials close, while business owners have the option of giving employees time off. The day is designated to coincide with the Yukon Sordo Rendezvous, a physical in Yukon's capital, White House. The event earlier removes all the Today is also commemorated as Statehood Day of Arunachal Pradesh in India, observed on February 20th in the northeastern Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh, and it's a day to commemorate the granting of statehood to the state, which occurred in 1987. Statehood Day of Arunachal Pradesh holds a key position in the whole northeastern Indian states as it served as a general name for the whole region before its statehood. It is full of mountains and situated close to Himalayas, which invariably makes Arunachal Pradesh an international border state bordering China, Myanmar, and Bhutan. Today is commemorated as No Politics Day on February 20 in US. For all those who want a break from the talk from electrons and even speeches from the newly elected No Politics Day on February 20 is just your kind celebration. This event used to be observed on February 1st until 2020. The celebrations are meant to help people move away from the constant political talk, even if only for a day. This day makes a refreshing statement and aims to bring people of opposing views together in peace, laughter, and fun. Today is also commemorated as No One Eats Alone Day on February 20 in US, which is observed every third Friday of February, and this year it will be marked on February 20. The day is an initiative by Beyond Differences, a non-profit company. The inaugural celebration began in 2012 by a handful of schools in Northern California to introduce togetherness and elevate school social and ethnic differences. By introducing No One Eats Alone Day, the idea is to encourage students to overcome any and all differences which exist in society. It encourages students to sit together at the lunch table and eat together while telling jokes and doing all the kiddie stuff school students do. Today is also commemorated as National Love Your Pet Day on February 20 in US, a day to embrace one special trait that makes us human, our love of our pets. There are many things that differentiate humans from the rest of animal kingdom, but one of the more unusual behavior is our long-standing tendency to keep other animals as pets. According to Wise Voters Pet Ownership Statistics in 2019, about 57% of American households own at least one pet. It only makes sense to commemorate something that's so important that so many people. So on February 20, we celebrate our pets with National Love Your Pet Day. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in today's commemorations and celebrations. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.